Hello, this time I wanted to build a racetrack, and that's my gearhead solution to this idea. Unfortunately, there is no independent suspension due to a lack of needed details, but it does have some articulation because of all little gaps between the LEGO parts, interesting virtual pivot steering and other motorized remote control functions, so let's look closely. Truck has two LEGO power function L motors for driving. All torque from them goes through this gearing to differential in the rear axle and fake V8 engine under the cabin. Also, it has virtual pivot steering controlled by LEGO Power Functions servo motor. This virtual steering thing allows the gaps between wheels and wheel arches to be as narrow as possible. So let's see how it works. I really struggled with designing this part of chassis, so I took an idea of this mechanism from video by a very clever YouTube guy. I modified it in a more compact way, but had a problem of me being stupid and installing it reversed, not considering that mechanism is so complex that it even has Akama geometry included. I realized this problem only after finishing frame of chassis when all motors and mechanisms are already installed and fixed. Fortunately, after rebuilding front section of frame, everything was working as it should. Steering system completes with couple gears and two universal joints inside the cabin that turns steering wheel. I'm really proud of designing this part of connection between gears. They are engaged only when cabin is not tilted. When I was planning this truck, in my mind it was just a simple chassis with some gearing to turn steering wheel. After I add this complex steering system, I come up with an idea of adding as much remote control functionality as I can. So I add two more motors. This L motor is responsible for the first additional function. Torque from it goes through four corner gears into a linear actuator that is attached to the cabin. Also, cabin is supported by four lift arms for better stability. Half of the lift arms are longer, so when cabin is tilting, it going up and first, and only after goes forward while also turning forward. Here is other additional L motor for spoiler angle change. It spins worm gear that rotates 24-tooth gear. Rotation from it converts to back and forth movement thanks to the gear rack and small 12-tooth gear. By the way, I even installed protection for the motor so it doesn't break the whole mechanism with all its power. Protection is this small assembly. It basically works because of friction. If resistance on one side of it will be too strong, other side will just spin idle. After finishing all body work, I thought that model is done, but then realized that just two infrared controllers connected between with two black pins is not enough. I've done this custom console based on two standard LEGO controllers. It features steering wheel on the right, one lever for driving on the left and two small levers for additional functions closer to the middle of the console. I'm really pleased with final result, even with seats in the cabin is slightly offset with overall scale of the model. That's my first experience of designing remote control model on tires, so I hope my next creations will be more advanced and complex. Leave a like, of course subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the updates.